Hey yo, what's up everyone? It's me, Anthony, aka Icy or Lalo, and I'm back again for the fifth time. And I just want to say thank you for everyone that's been supporting me, watching all my videos. I think my first video has almost 200 views. I think that's really cool. And yeah, thank you for all the support for everyone. And everyone's probably wondering why it took me a minute to record this one. This actually, because I know I said that I was going to record one video every month, and it's actually the last day of the month right now, and we're in June. And yeah, so I just had a really rough month, really emotional roller coaster, just a lot of ups and downs going on right now in my life. So, and it's so funny, it's weird because it's like I'm recording, you know, I'm telling my story, I'm sharing my story, and then it's like it's still happening as I speak, you know. So, but here we are, we're here now. So this video is going to be called Blessing in Disguise, because I didn't know this then, but I do know now that the struggle, meaning, like, you know, for me, what the struggle means is like the stuff that you have to do, you know, the things that you go through to survive this thing that we call life, you know. And some people have it really easy, and some people have it really hard, and some people just kind of have a balance of both, you know. And for me, it was majority of it was really rough. It was really hard for my family and I, for the things that we've gone through and that we still continue to go through to this very day. And yeah, at the time it was always like, you know, why is this happening? What do we do to deserve this? You know, and it just felt really unfair, you know. But now I look at it like, you know, this what this really is, it's a blessing in disguise. I thank God now I have the vision to see bad things to be good things, you know. Instead of saying, you know, something bad happens to you or your loved ones or family, instead of asking like why, say thank you, because it happened for a reason. You have to look for the good in that bad thing. You have to. I have to. Because if you don't, it'll ruin everything. It'll ruin your life. It'll ruin the people's lives around you, because then you become like this victim to life, you know, and you don't want to be that. You want to be strong, you want to be positive, you want to be powerful, and being positive in a negative situation is not naive, it's leadership. And I've seen that quote before, and it's true, you know. So yeah, there was some some crazy shit that me and my family had went through, times where we just felt like giving up on ourselves, you know. And luckily we've pulled through, and there's times where we were separated, you know, we all went our different ways or whatever, but we somehow come back together, and it was because there was real love. Like, I'm grateful for the family that I have to be born into, because I have a strong family, like, you know. And I think that's what the struggle did. The struggle made us close, it made us strong people, you know. It made the love that we have for each other stronger than ever. So yeah, basically that's what this video is going to be about. And so I just want to dab into some of the things that, you know, that we kind of struggled with. Obviously a lot of it was money. You know, when my mom and dad separated, my mom left, you know, she took us with her, you know, me and my two younger sisters, and we just kind of try to figure out our own way, you know. Like I said on my previous video, we lived everywhere. We're just kind of, you know, just moving house to house, living with family, you know. And my mother, she's such an amazing parent, because like she would do whatever it takes to be a good parent. Like, she would always try to keep us in school, and that's why I ended up going to like 5 different high schools. And yeah, and like, she would try to keep us fed, you know, and bed in time, and keep us off the streets. And, you know, it was just like, wow, you know, I am so grateful for my mom. and I still am. Like, she's still the same person, even though we're not struggling as much as we used to, you know. We are in another way, but as far as like the whole money thing, you know, yeah, so I mean, she used to work all the time, and you know, I was going to school, like I think it was 16 or 17, and I, you know, there were times where I would hear my mom like crying, you know, in the middle of the night or whatever, because she couldn't figure out how we were going to pay a bill or something, you know, or because we didn't have enough food for the week or whatever it was. There was always something. And I was just like, wait a minute, I'm the oldest sibling, you know, I'm at an age where I can get a job now, you know, and maybe I should help, you know. I wanted to help. And so I remember I got my first job when I was 16, and I think it was like a part-time job. It was in the summertime, and you know, I would get I think it was like a $200 or $400 check every 2 weeks, and like I would split it into three. I would like, okay, so this is for spending, this is for saving, and then this is for like help to pay the bills or whatever. And I remember I would give it to my mom, and she's just like, oh no, mijo, like I don't need that, like keep that for yourself, save it or whatever. And I'm just like, no, use it for something, you know, use it for like our electricity bill or for gas or something, you know. And because I just wanted to help, you know, I didn't want my mom to stress and to worry all the time. And so that's just the kind of kid I grown up to be. Is like, you know, I wanted to be responsible. I wanted to be the best oldest brother, you know, the oldest sibling. I wanted to be the best big brother possible. I wanted to set a best example for my sisters, you know. And it was so tough. There was also times where, you know, we would run out of electricity, and we, you know, I live in Arizona, so it's crazy, super hot in the summertime, and you know, it was like awful. Like the nights would be like still hot, sweaty, like just bad. And I remember we'd have to sleep with the door open, you know, at wherever we lived, and that's how it was throughout the whole night, you know, and like hoping that nobody would come in, you know, some person walking by or something. And yeah, it was just really crazy. I remember we couldn't pay the water bill in time, and we would use the neighbor's water hose to like take a bath or a shower, you know, like we would do without them knowing. Like I remember we used to get a tote and then fill it up with water and then take it to our bathtub inside, and you know, throw the water in the bathtub. Yeah, and my mom would like make food out of whatever we had, you know. We'd go to the food banks, or we would sell stuff at home, you know, just to make money to get food or whatever. It was tough. And it's funny because my mom, like, there were times later on where she was just like, she feels guilt or regret, like I shouldn't have left your dad. Maybe we wouldn't have went through all of this if I didn't leave your dad, if I would have stayed with him, you know. And it's weird because me and my sisters, I think we all took it differently as far as like my parents splitting up. Like for me, obviously it was like, I was not happy, but I was relieved because I did see the physical fights, and because I, you know, the arguments and all of that, and also my fear of my dad at that time, you know. It was like, okay, I don't want to see that anymore. I don't want to deal with that anymore. So it was like, I was happy that my mom made that decision to leave him, you know. But my younger sisters, they took it differently. The one that's 2 years younger than me, her name's Angelica, and I honestly don't know how she took it. I think she was kind of in the both, like she was happy and then she was sad about it, you know. I don't know, like I kind of do want to dab a little bit about, you know, like my relationship with my sisters, and just this, you know, our personalities and the way we grew up, or not grew up, but like who we became after, you know, during the struggle or whatever. And hold on, sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. I'm like thinking a lot right now. So yeah, so, and then my youngest sister, her name's Alexis. She's like 7 years younger than me. She took it really badly because she was really close with my dad. She was like a daddy's girl, you know. Um, so it was a real disappointment for her, especially at a young age like that. I think when your parents split at a young age, you're so confused and don't understand what's happening or why it's happening. You know, I think when you're a little kid, you just want to see everyone happy and loving each other. So yeah, we all took it differently, you know. But yeah, and throughout the whole struggle, it's like my mom also had to deal with us. You know what I mean? Like me being gay, I think was a lot for her. You know, to deal with on her own, because I don't think anybody really prepares for that. You know what I mean? Especially at that time, I don't think she expected that. You know, for me to be gay. And so I know that was a lot on her. And then another thing too is my younger sister Angelica, she just kind of, I feel like she just rebelled against everything. Like she didn't want to talk about, I mean, she's always been a person to not talk about her feelings. She never showed emotion. She's always for herself, you know. And then I noticed like she would just kind of like not want to be around the family, you know, all the time. So it was like we all, and that's another thing my mom had to deal with, you know what I mean? And then my youngest sister, she was like caught in the middle. Like, you know, she would get upset when my mom would say bad things about my dad to her, you know, because there were times where my little sister would want to go, and I'm talking about Alexis, she'd want to go with my dad, and so she would get ready and get all her things packed up for the weekend to stay with him, and then she would wait for him and he'd never come, you know, like she'd literally be right there by the door and he says he's on his way and he never comes because he's either, you know, he's doing with whatever he's doing, you know, like. And I think, you know, my mom was upset about that because obviously my mom didn't want my sister to feel disappointed, and my sister didn't know why that was happening. And then she got older and she kind of realized, like, wait a minute, so you're choosing to do something else over me, you know what I mean? And it was tough. So my mom also had to deal with that. So it was like my mom had to deal with so much. And the crazy thing about, like, in the middle of the struggle, something happened. Sorry, I'm like burping because I just ate. But sorry. Anyways, so yeah, in the middle of all this, a miracle happened. So for the longest time after my youngest sister was born, my mom and dad tried to conceive another baby, and my mom and she wasn't getting pregnant, and she had went to the doctor and they told her like that she wasn't able to have any more kids. And I'm not sure, I think she might have actually had a miscarriage after my sister, like not long after my sister. So they just kind of quit trying, and then I think my dad, so they just stopped trying. And so I think it was 2006. My mom was talking to some guy and she ended up getting pregnant. And it was crazy because it wasn't like, I don't know, it was just none of us, it was a miracle. I mean, it was just like she was even shocked, surprised, and we were all like happy and scared. We had just had so many mixed emotions, like we didn't know what to think, you know. Part of us were like happy because I always wanted a younger sibling, another, you know, sibling. My dream was always to have a younger brother, you know, a little brother, baby brother. So when I found out that she was having a boy, it was like one of my dreams came true, you know. So I was really happy about that, and at the same time I was really like upset because I didn't want him to be born into the life that we were living, you know, the struggle that we were living in. And I think that's what my sisters felt the same way, you know. They were like happy, but at the same time like just upset because they didn't want him to suffer, you know. I don't think my mom wanted that either, you know. Like she didn't want him to suffer, go through what we were going through, you know. And so, but him, you know, my mom being pregnant with him was definitely a blessing, because when he came into this world, it was like, I feel like everything changed for us, you know. I mean, my family, it's like because there were times where we'd want to give up, you know, and on each other or just kind of on ourselves, you know. And for me, I always feel like everyone had a role in our family, you know. I feel like my sister Angelica, she was like the backbone. I told her this too. I told her that, you know, she was like the backbone of our family. Like she was like the one to keep us held up, you know. That's it's the main structure of your body is the backbone. If you don't have no backbone, you have no body. So because she was the strongest, she was the toughest, she always took everyone's shit, you know, and she would never say much. It's like all of our sadness and frustration and angry, it's like she would absorb it, like, you know what I mean, and she would take it all. And I think that's why she was rebel, and she did go against everything, and she wanted to do her own thing, and she didn't want to be told what to do, and she didn't want to listen, and you know what I mean, she just wanted her own thing, because I feel like we put so much pressure on her, you know what I mean. And so she was like definitely the backbone to our family. And my younger sister Alexis, I say, and me and my sister, my other sister and my mom always said that, you know, she was always the one, she's like the heart of our family, you know. She cared about everyone's feelings, you know. She wanted to make sure that everyone was okay, that everyone felt loved. It was like that was her job, that was her duty. She wanted to, like, she didn't like to see anyone cry or to be upset or angry, and if she did, she would comfort them. Like that was her. It was like I don't know, that was just the kind of heart she had, you know, and she still has that. But so when my little brother was born, it was like I felt like he was like the glue to our family, you know. Like he kept us together, he kept us like motivated, like, okay, wait a minute, we're not going to give up. Like, we can still keep going. We have something to live for. We have this little baby that we don't want to suffer what we're going through. So let's do what we can to make things right, and let's get our shit together. You know what I mean? He was like our motivator. So yeah, everyone had their own part. You know, my mom was like the leader, you know. Obviously it's like wherever she went, we would go, and we would support her. We'd be right behind her, standing behind her. Even if we felt like she was wrong, we were just like, that's our mom and she's right, and we're gonna back her up, you know what I mean. And that's how I am. I'm a mama's boy. And I honestly don't know what part I play in our family. If I were to pick anything, I think it would be just the person who saw the light in everything, you know. And I would always try to be kind of uplift everyone's mood, to just see the good in everything, to just be as positive as I can, even when I was like falling apart emotionally, like in my head or in my mind. It's like I just wanted to just look for all of the good things, you know. I think that was maybe my role. Like I would try to remind everyone, like it's okay, we still have clothes, you know, we still have a bed to sleep on, we have a roof over our head. Like, let's look at the positive stuff. And I think that was my role, and I think that's still how I am. But yeah, it was just really tough, you know. And it's crazy, because last year I actually had a really bad breakdown, because well, I don't want to get too much into it, but my license is suspended right now, and it's been suspended since like 2013, 14. So it's been suspended for a while, and I will get into that in another video of why that happened, and why I don't have it still, and all that. But anyway, so last year I got a letter in the mail, you know, basically reminding me like my license is suspended. And it just hit me, like everything at once. Like I got really upset. I was just like, I went to my sister and her boyfriend, my sister Angelica and her boyfriend, and I started crying to them. They were just like, what's going on? And I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I don't understand. Why do we have to struggle? Why do we go through the things? We don't deserve this, you know. Like, it's so unfair. Like, what did we do wrong for us to go through? And like, when does the struggling stop? You know, I was just so overwhelmed. I was just tired of it. And after I let everything out, I kind of it was like an epiphany. I felt like God was right there, and He just kind of told me, like, these are the cards that you are dealt with. This is the life that I've given you for a reason. You need to look at it as a blessing. It's not a curse. You are not cursed. You are not, it's not that you like you deserve bad things to happen. It's, this is the life I've chosen for you, and you need to you need to look at it and change it in a different way. Don't look at it and then be like a why me situation. Look at it like, thank you for giving me this life, because now I can use this. You know, I could use this struggle to get better, to get stronger, to get smarter, to want to do better for myself, for my family, to inspire people. And speaking of inspiration, I recently just someone came out to me recently, and I feel like I've inspired them through my YouTube videos, and it made me feel like, it just gave me a really amazing feeling when this person came out to me, and and it just made me realize, like, wow, like, you know, I this is why I wish when I was, you know, younger, going through that struggle, why I wish I had someone to kind of put out videos like this, or someone, you know, someone to look up to, not up to, but someone out there that would understand me, you know what I mean? So yeah, so anyways, that's what the struggle is now. I look at it like that now. You know, right now my family is going through some stuff with I don't want to like talk too much about it, but we're going through a lot right now, and I feel like we know how to manage things better. You know, we're not losing it. We're not going to take it out on each other anymore. It's like, we're going to figure out a solution, you know. God, there's more stuff I was going to say. I just kind of forgot. I lost my train of thought. And then when the video is done, I'm like, oh yeah, and this is what, this is what I was going to say. This is what I was going to do. Yeah, so this video was supposed to be about, I know my last video I said it was going to be about my ex. His name is Charms, but that'll probably be that's going to be actually the next video after this one. But I kind of feel stuck now. I don't even know what to say. I had all these ideas and then just kind of went blank-minded. But hold on, I'm gonna pause. Okay, so we're back. No, yeah. So I like my sisters. They were always like, if I could describe them in any way, like for me, I think they were truly were my best friends. I remember when I came out to them that I was gay, they were just like, oh, we already knew. And I was like, okay. Like they didn't care. It was just like, I was still their brother and they still loved me. And I just want to say, you know, like, I hope that I'm doing a good job as being your guys' older brother, and my little brother too. You know, it's a lot of pressure. It's so hard because it's like, I don't want to disappoint any of you guys, you know, and I just want you guys to know that I love you and that I'll always be here for you, like, no matter what, and no matter of all the conflicts and things that, you know, we've been with, the things that, you know, we had with each other, like, I will always be there. Like, I cannot not be there for you guys, you know. So I just want you to know that, and I love my brother more than anything on this planet. Like, right now I think he's gonna be, I don't even want to know how old he's gonna be, because he's getting older, like, really fast. I think he's 11, and he's gonna be 11 this year. I don't know. But that's my little brother. I love him so much, and he's going through those preteen years, and I know it's gonna be really tough, but I love all of you guys. I love my mom so much, and you know, I've always been close with my mom. Like, I was always mama's boy, and I remember people would always tell me, like, oh, you know, you're the favorite of them all, you know, of your sisters and everyone, and maybe my mom always, you know, she loves all of us the same. I believe that, you know, but it's crazy because people don't know. There was a time when I didn't, you know, talk to my mom for a whole year, and it was the roughest time, one of the roughest times of my life, and I will talk on another video about that. But thank God, like, right now our bond is like unbreakable, you know, with me and my mom, me and my sisters, our family as one, you know. um God, this video sucks because it's like I feel like I had so much to say, and it's like, no, I'm kind of like, okay, what else was I gonna say? I feel like I'm like thing one, thing two right now with this blue hair and red shirt. And I'm just wearing the red shirt because I went to an event today that it was families belong together because of the whole, the thing that's going on with the separation of families. So me and my mom went to a rally, or yeah, so that's, and they wanted us to wear red, so we wore red. And the blue hair was a thing I did like a couple months or a month ago. Yeah, so I just got it redone again. It's kind of messy right now because I was wearing a hat. Got hat hair. But yeah, like that was with so much that was going on this month, was like, the whole separation of families thing, and then that kid that got killed in the Bronx, like that really affected me a lot. I think it was, I'm really a caring person, and when I see things like that, I really try not to pay any attention to the negativity in the media. But this one I just couldn't ignore. I just kept, showing up. So I did look into it, and I did see the video, like the surveillance video of him being murdered, and it was really traumatizing for me. And I honestly felt like I just didn't want to do anything. I kind of just lost a lot of inspiration. Not inspiration, but like motivation to do what I got to do in my life, as far as like working, doing my YouTube channel, working out. I have these goals. I'm saving up to get my own car right now. Like I just kind of lost track because of seeing that video, and that does that to me sometimes, but I am okay, and so yeah, this month has been really rough for me, and that's why I waited till the last day to put out this last day of the month to record this video. So that's why I'm kind of right now. This video is I'm just kind of like everywhere right now, but I'm still doing it, So I'm proud of myself for doing that. And I have like about 3 minutes left to record. But yeah, like, thank God I look at the struggle as a blessing now, and I want people to look at it that way. Don't let the struggle make you a bitter person, learn from it, grow from it, that's what you have to do. Because if you don't, you'll lose yourself, and I know people that have, they've gone through struggle and they let it completely take over them, and I mean, it's never too late to change your life around. If you don't like it, if you're not happy, you can start anywhere, no matter how old you are, like, you can start over. But yeah, I'm grateful. I would never take back any of the bad shit that I went through. I thank God for it. I also want to say too, or I want to kind of mention, I was never always the person to believe in God. Like, there was a time when I was younger, and I was like a demon child. Like, I was always like into the Satan, and I was against God because of all the bad stuff that was happening. I was just like, I was not a believer. I had no faith whatsoever in God. And there's a time where it's like I believed in evil so much where evil things would happen around me. You know what I mean? Like, towards me. It was like, in a way, it was like, okay, you believe in it so much, it will show you that it's real. And it wasn't pretty. It was really scary, and it freaked me out, and it scared me. And I was like, okay, wait a minute, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I want to ask God for forgiveness and let me, have faith in him again. So that's what happened, and that's why I have the faith that I have now. But yeah, so this video is almost done. So I just want to say, thanks again for everyone that's been watching and supporting me. If you want to follow any of my social media, I'll put it in the link down below. And, always remember, amate, love yourself, because if we don't love ourselves, we can't love other people. So we need to learn how to love ourselves first. That way we can love everyone else around us. and that's the truth. So yeah, thank you again, and I will see you next month. All right, bye.